To become a South Korean K-pop idol and achieve global success, you must have grit, passion, commitment, and luck. Have you ever wondered what it takes to become an idol? Hello, this is K-Mojo, and today we're going to look at the K-pop training system and see if it resembles the famous Netflix series Squid Game. But first, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be notified of every upload. Squid Game has quickly risen to become one of Netflix's best-performing K-dramas to date. The show recently debuted at number 1 on Netflix's top 10 list in the United States, breaking Sweet Home's previous high of number 3. With a surprise appearance by Gong-woo, it's no surprise that the show is breaking records. Each episode of Squid Game will keep viewers on the edge of their seats with its twisted premise and compelling characters. Furthermore, the show's abundance of eye candy doesn't hurt. So, here are some life lessons from the K-pop training system inspired series. Appearances can deceive. Most of the time, people are quick to judge others based on their appearance. Perhaps not maliciously, but simply because of preconceived notions. Gi-hong was surprised to learn that his childhood friend Sang-woo had also signed up for the game in the series. People in their neighborhood assumed he was a successful businessman. So Gi-hoon was surprised to find him in the same desperate situation as him. It turns out that Sang-woo is in a lot of legal trouble as a result of his debts. The same is true when we look at social media and how our idols, particularly K-pop idols, portray their lives. It's easy for us to envy what they have, not realizing that the picture-perfect stories always have more to them. The happy couple on your feed could be on the verge of a breakup, or that friend who posts party pictures almost every day may appear to be living the high life but is looking for ways to escape it. Money is important, but it does not always ensure happiness. Money was the most powerful motivator for all 456 players, and they returned despite knowing the risks. People were even driven to kill for the bills, with the huge sum taunting them as it loomed over their heads. However, we eventually realized that money does not always guarantee a happy life. First, we discovered how empty Il-nam's life was and how he would go to such lengths to create this barbaric series of games simply because he had so much money to play with. His opulent wealth is insufficient to buy him contentment in his golden years, and he longs to relive the simple pleasures of his youth. Rather than counting how much money he had amassed, Il-nam wished to relieve the joy of playing with his friends one last time before he died. Then there's Gi-hong, the heartbroken winner. All of the money in the world could not compensate for the trauma and loss he had suffered. He never walked out of it happy as a clam, but rather devastated because he was alone. Even though he had billions, he chose not to live in luxury because it was insufficient to fill the void left by the deaths of his friends and even his mother. Yes, money is necessary to get by in life, but the meaningful relationships and experiences you have can bring you profound happiness. K-pop idols may earn a lot of money, but it will never be enough to compensate for their sacrifices, trauma from their haters, exhaustion, and trying to change themselves to fit the image that they are portraying. It is indeed hard to be a K-pop idol, but we heard that the K-pop training system is harder. What do you think? Before answering those questions, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications to be notified of every upload. The first stage is practice and auditions. The first objective is to get into an agency and sign on as a trainee. A few lucky ones may be discovered at random by a talent scout, but the vast majority of idol wannabes must go through auditions. It's not uncommon for kids to participate in 30-plus auditions. According to K-pop news site Koreaboo, most children audition as young as 10 years old. So imagine how soon they practice singing and dancing. Online and live global auditions are held by entertainment agencies, providing opportunities to children from all over the world and, in turn, expanding the group's fan base reach. Lisa from Blackpink is one example, as she was the only foreigner YG trainee to pass YG's audition in Thailand during her time there. After completing the first phase, you will be ready to begin the idol life training. To become a trainee is to put one foot in the door. To become an idol is a far more difficult task. An agency will evaluate a trainee's talent, ability to blend into a group, withstand the hardships of idol life, and avoid trouble throughout a 7-year contract. G-Dragon of Bing Bang trained for 11 years, 5 with SM Entertainment and 6 with YG. The K-pop king was one of the first crossover K-pop artists breaking into the Western market as producers, songwriters, artists, and collaborators. After you've completed the first 3 phases, you'll be ready for image maintenance. Aside from song and dance practices, trainees are expected to manage their public image, maintain a certain weight, be educated on sex education, basic etiquette, media training, and most importantly, stay out of trouble. No drunk driving, drugs, etc., or scandals. K-pop star training is an education of the whole person, wrote Uni Hong in the Paris Review. As a trainee, you can keep a social media account and accept other jobs, such as starring in television commercials, music videos, or modeling for brands, as long as you follow the agency's rules. For example, Irene from Red Velvet was an SM rookie in 2013 and appeared in Henry's 143 music video before making her debut. After that, you should be prepared for your debut and re-debut. The agency decides when the trainees are ready to make their debut based on their evaluation. However, making your debut as an idol isn't the end of the road. While some K-pop groups become household names quickly, others fade into obscurity. As a consolation, idols who haven't had their fair share of the spotlight or trainees who take their time making their debut can get a second chance at fame by auditioning for survival shows for a chance to retrain or re-debut. Following that, you will move on to the member roles. Every member of a K-pop group plays a specific role. The first is the leader, who may be the eldest, the one who has been training the longest, or simply the one who is the most respected and responsible and who can represent the group well. BTS's leader, RM, is the group's 4th oldest member. He learned English by watching Friends and now represents the group at international events. Depending on the size of the group, it may have one or more main vocalists. As expected, the main vocalist, such as Taeyeon from Girls' Generation, gets the most lines per song and is supported by the lead and sub-vocalists. The rap line functions similarly with a main, lead, and sub-rapper. Bobby from iKON is a well-known main rapper, as is Moon Bayu from Mamamoo, who is known for her low vocal range. The main dancer is the most skilled in terms of dancers and is supported by the lead dancer. The main dancer, such as EXO's Kai, is naturally placed front and center in group formations and focuses less on singing. Each group also has a visual, or the most attractive member, and a face of the group, or the most popular member. For example, A-Pink's visual is Na-eun, while the group's face is Yoonji, who rose to prominence through her solo activities. Meanwhile, Cha Yoon-woo serves as both the Astro Group's visual and face. Finally, the Maknae, or youngest member, is the last but not least. A Maknae may be dubbed Evil Maknae if he or she is mischievous, Visual Maknae if he or she is also attractive, and Golden Maknae if he or she is exceptionally talented, such as Super Junior's Kyuhyun. Then you'll move on to the individual personality section. Aside from going on tours, fan meets, and winning awards, variety shows and interviews are another way for idol groups to gain popularity. Members must have personalities that allow them to add color and charm to the group. The fashion-savvy one, such as Winner's Mino, the eccentric one with a 40 personality, such as former 2NI1 member Park Bam, the bias wrecker, or the member that fans can't help but love despite their bias, the mum of the group, or the most affectionate member, the member who is excellent at fan service, and so on are examples of standout members. Finally, there are fandoms. It is insufficient for a group to be exceptionally talented. They need to be able to connect with their fan base. Bang Si-hook, the mastermind behind BTS' success at Big Hit, tells Time K-pop fans want to feel close to their idols. Indeed, armies worldwide have fallen in love with BTS because of the messages they hear in the band's powerful lyrics. BTS has also used social media to reach out to and connect with fans. After all, the group's success is due in large part to its army of devoted fans. That's it for today's video. For more videos like this, please make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications to be notified of every upload. This is K-Mojo, and we will see you on our next upload.